There are places in the world that were built for war, huge, expensive, and so secret that almost no one knows they ever existed. Military bases that were once full of people, noise, and activity, but now they've been left in silence. From islands in the middle of the ocean to facilities buried underground, there are military bases that cost billions, but were eventually completely abandoned. And what's even more surprising is that many of these remained secret even after they were abandoned. In this video, we'll count down 10 of the most extraordinary abandoned military bases in the world and discover why they were built and why they were ultimately left behind. Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe. It means a lot to us content creators. Thank you. And now let's get started. Number 10, Hashima Island. On the coast of Nagasaki, there's a small island that, from a distance, looks like a steel ship anchored in the middle of the sea. That's why it's called Gunkanjima or Battleship Island. This is not an ordinary island. It was once a mining city built by Mitsubishi Corporation for undersea coal operations. From the late 1800s to the 1900s. At its peak in the 1950s, more than 5,000 people lived in this very small area. It was one of the most densely populated communities recorded in modern history. There were apartment buildings, schools, hospitals, and other facilities packed tightly onto the small island because there was almost no natural land. But in the 1960s, the demand for coal in Japan decreased because of the shift to oil. Because of this, the mine gradually lost its purpose. In 1974, operations were shut down and the residents quickly evacuated. Their belongings, houses, and the entire community were left behind, as if everything suddenly came to a stop. Over several decades, time and the elements gradually destroyed the buildings until it became an abandoned island. Today it is part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and visitors are allowed, but only from distant viewing points because the area is still dangerous. Number 9, Balaclava Submarine Base. On the southern coast of Crimea, there is a small bay that from the sea just looks like a normal opening in the rocks and cliffs. You won't see anything unusual, it just looks like an ordinary harbor. But inside the mountain next to it, one of the Cold War's most secretive military facilities was hidden. In the early 1950s, during the intense tension between the Soviet Union and the United States, Joseph Stalin ordered the search for a place where submarines could be hidden from a possible nuclear attack. According to historical accounts, one of the main security officials at that time was Brent Tiberia, who was involved in this kind of strategic planning. Balaclava was chosen because it is naturally hidden. From the open sea, it's almost impossible to see the entrance because it's hidden in a narrow inlet surrounded by steep rocks. Over the next years, the mountain was excavated and made into an underground naval base. A part of the limestone mountain was literally carved out to create a long water channel that submarines could pass through. Inside, there are repair docks, weapons storage, torpedo rooms, and command areas. It's a whole military complex buried within the mountain. It also has the capability to serve as a nuclear-hardened facility, according to military design standards during the Cold War period, which was said to be built to withstand powerful strategic strikes. On the outside, the Balaclava area became a highly restricted military zone and was eventually incorporated into the administration of Sevastopol to hide it from foreign intelligence maps. During its operation, it was said that all the lights in the area were turned off whenever submarines were entering or leaving, so they wouldn't be seen from the sea. But after the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, the base was gradually abandoned. In the years that followed, everything that could be taken was removed: metal, cables, equipment. All that was left was a hollowed mountain that was once full of strategic military activity. Today, it is now a museum site, and some parts of the tunnel can be walked through. The entire mountain stands as a silent reminder of a time when it was turned into a hiding place for submarines. In the midst of the Cold War, paranoia. Number 8, Jeljava Air Base. On the border of the former Yugoslavia between Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina near Bihać, there is a military base that was literally hidden inside a mountain. During the time of Joseph Broz Tito, Yugoslavia needed a defense that could survive even the first strike of a missile attack from NATO or the Soviet Union. So according to historical accounts, the plan was made to put the Air Force underground. The project became known as Objecto. Jacat 505 was built over more than a decade, from the 1950s to the 1960s. Inside the mountain, there is a tunnel system stretching for several kilometers that can hide MiG-21 fighter jets and other military aircraft. It also has its own radar system to monitor the airspace of the entire Balkan region and facilities for hundreds of soldiers, who can survive inside for several weeks in case of a blockade. According to military design records, it was built to withstand intense bombardment, even nuclear-level threats, although such claims are not always independently verified. It is considered one of the most expensive and ambitious military infrastructure projects in Cold War Europe. But in 1991, Yugoslavia began to break apart. Amidst the chaos, the base was still used for some military operations, but was eventually abandoned. According to post-war accounts, the retreating forces tried to destroy the interior using explosives, causing some parts of the tunnels to collapse while the main structure remained intact. To this day, the entrances to the mountain still stand, even though the interior is damaged and dangerous. An abandoned fortress that was not destroyed by time but by its own history. Number 7, Teufelsberg.